that event, so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that you will be a part of it. So get your tickets. Again, that's the second annual Speak Up Sis Awards Gala. My good friend Angel Wright is putting this program together. You don't want to miss it. So I'm telling you to mark your calendar. Get ready for it. Again, that's September the 15th. Also, while you're marking your calendar, while you're circling your calendar, don't forget about the circle September the 22nd. September the 22nd at that same location, Julian Smith Casino, Lizzie Hope and Angelic Community Resources putting together a sneaker ball. I said a sneaker ball. Sneaker ball, put on your Chucks, put on your Adidas, put on your Nikes, put on your Jordans. I don't care. Put your Jordans on. Let's have a good time. Support the cause, raising money for cancer awareness. Again, Elizabeth Hope Brown and myself, Angelic Community Resource, September the 22nd, sneaker ball. The funds for this event is greatly appreciated. So again, Julian Smith Casino, September the 22nd, sneaker ball, sneaker ball, sneaker ball. Looking forward to seeing you. But listen, today is a special day like all days, but the day is Barbershop Talk Live conversation. Special guest we got here. Listen, you know who this guy is. You seen him. You heard him. You seen him at the grocery stores. You seen him at the Krogers. You seen him at the Walmarts. You seen him on the street corners. You seen him at your church. You seen this guy all over the place. Listen, I seen him so many times. He might be brothers. We might be cousins. He was at the family cookout. He was at the doggone foot wash. This guy has been everywhere. He's been on radio. He's been at the Commons. He's been everywhere. Listen, I'm telling you.
He been at the barbecue.
He was at the barbecue.
The backyard cookout.
The backyard cookout. He was even at the car wash washing cars.
I saw him.
Did you see him?
I seen him.
I'm telling you.
He was at Lulu's.
This guy was... He was at Lulu's. I'm telling you, he's been everywhere sweeping the CSRA. Listen, I wake up, see him on TV. I lay down, hear him on the radio. I'm almost tired of seeing him, but listen, I'm glad he's here. Stop by Jay's Place Barbershop and the Barbershop Talk Live. You voted for him.
Who?
You voted for him. You wanted change. You asked for change. You got change. So listen, since you voted for him, since you wanted to make a difference in the CSRA, you wanted to see some different type of leadership in the CSRA, that was your vote. You voted for him. So CSRA, without further ado, I want to give you a special shout out for doing it, give you a special high five for doing what you had to do. As I always say, every vote counts.
He said you can Google him now.
He can be Googled. He can't be Googled. But listen, without further ado, I want to bring some to you. Listen, I'm talking about my good friend right here. I want to bring him in. So seriously, give me some hearts, give me some likes, give me some thumbs up, give me some fist bumps, give me some chest bumps for a special friend. Come on in for a special guest, Mr. Gino.
The Rock.
Brantley. Come on in, fella. What's up, man?
The Rock is here.
Man, good to see you, boy. Come on in. Come on in. Listen, the people are cheering for you. The people are glad to see you. This is going to be. Listen, you know what? Do you know what? Do you, Gino? I don't even believe you know what's just going on in this city. I don't think you know what's going on in the city. I don't think you really know what's going on in the city. Your mic is on, but listen. I don't think you know what's going on in the city.
Talk to me.
Do you know what's going on in the city?
What's going on?
It's a whole new wave of different attitudes. It's a whole new atmosphere that's going on in the city. Now, some people say it's because of me. That was some people say, but John, you did it. I said, I accept that, but it ain't really me. It's the fact that you have got out, got people energized, got people out to believing that change is possible. You got the people to believe that what you trying to sell to the people, they buying it. So it's a whole new city that's going on right here. And the crazy part about it, more could happen. So sometimes, Gino, what I do on Barbershop Talk Live, I try to start this show off a whole different way. But the crazy part about it, I can't start off the way we do it in our journal, because what happened, they know who you are now. CSRA Barbershop Talk Live, they seen you, they heard from you. You've been knocking on folks' doors. You've been sitting at the Waffle House eating lunch, eating dinner with breakfast. You've been all over the place. So the people know who you are. Right. So the crazy part about the people know who you are, I don't want to do this long introduction. I don't want to do this long, drawn-out introduction for you. Tell us where you're from and your football career and all that. We heard all that before. So sometimes what I want to do is a little something different. I just want you to look into that camera and say, thank you, CSRA, for trusting in me.
Thank you to all of Augusta, Richmond County, everyone who went out and voted. Thanks for your support. Your vote mattered, your voice mattered, and we're going to continue to do what we do. I'm going to continue to do what I said I was going to do. and that's bring change to Augusta, Richmond County, change the culture of the sheriff's office, fix the morale of the sheriff's office, and give you a better product, a sheriff's office that you can be proud of. So thank you.
Okay, well, listen, I thank you. I thank you for your honesty. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you for what you've done for the city thus far, and I know we got big and better things to look forward to. But also, Gino, what I want to do now, well, listen, the people realize that you was coming, and that being the case, I got a phone call that's coming in. Can I get to this caller?
Let's get to it.
Caller, are you there, caller?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name and what's your question, sir?
Jerry Beasley. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Gino for being the new sheriff, and you, John, for putting on these programs.
Okay.
Thank you.
My question is, I want to know, did Gino have a spot for Bo Johnson after him kind of collaborating with him and winning the election?
What was the question again, sir? I don't think I heard.
Well, he asked whether I had a spot for Bo Johnson.
Okay.
Well, we have about 200 spots. We have a spot for Bo Johnson. We have a spot for Bo Jackson. We have a lot of spots open. We have about 200 slots we're trying to fill. So anyone who's interested in helping make Richmond County Sheriff's Office a better office than what it currently is, or just helping build what we're trying to build here, absolutely, we have spots available, and we're not really in a position to turn away anyone who can help us create a safer atmosphere here in Augusta, Richmond County.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, Jerry, you got another question, Jerry?
Yeah, I've seen that the commissioner was talking about building a part to ease the overcrowding. Is it better to be a two-part the way that Richmond County is growing? Because if you spend $1 million now to be a one-part, 5 years from now it's going to cost you $3 million.
Well, I would answer it by this: if we built 10 pods, we probably fill them all. So I don't think we're gonna however it goes, we'll never be able to build enough jails for people if you have preventative measures to kind of get out in front of it and keep them from coming to jail. And if we can do that, then we're gonna fix the overcrowding problem and the problem that we're having. But education is very important. I think sometimes our lack of knowledge creates situations that kind of put us in bad situations. And I think the more educated you are, the more knowledge that you have, the better decisions you make in life. Not to say that we all haven't made bad choices or bad decisions, but, as we get older, you get wiser, and the more knowledgeable you are, the better decisions you make.
Well, that's true. But you're dealing with a bunch of young kids. You're not dealing with a whole lot of adults.
Right. That's why I mentioned that knowledge and education is very important. We have to make sure we're educating our youth and keeping them engaged and just letting them know that gun violence is not the only way to solve a problem. So we just have to get out in front of the problem. We have to meet the kids where they are, out in the streets, out in these neighborhoods. So having a community-oriented agency is going to be very it's going to be very conducive to creating the kind of atmosphere we want here in Augusta, Richmond County.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Mr. Bees, you good?
Yeah, in a sense I am, but we all know that the kids that's doing all the killing, and the older people is basically just tired of it, but in order to actually control the violence, you got to get the guns off the street. You know, and so how you go about doing that? They already got guns with a bad mentality.
Right. So you have to understand, since the governor has given us citizens the right to open carry and to carry guns in public, is put an abundance of guns at our disposal. Now, you know, they're in the cars, or they carry them with them from time to time, and they may leave them in a car. They get stolen from a car. But, you know, just creating an open carry law for all citizens here has put more guns in the hands of people who has the right to carry. So we just have to make sure we're doing a better job of educating them and just, you know, do a better job of mentoring our youth. And like I said, we have to preach and get out and meet them in the street and just show them that there's a better way to solve conflict than, you know, through gun violence.
Well, you know, there's Brantley was the sheriff for almost 12 years. And so he didn't actually do a good job maybe the last 8. So we entrusted you with not only our safety, but our kids' safety to do a better job than he done. And hopefully, you know, that will be the outcome. And we know that you can't solve all the problems. That's impossible. But, you know, we're looking for you to do a better job than he done.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. That's the plan. And starting day one, January 1st, we'll be implementing some things to move forward and to have a safer Augusta. Okay.
Appreciate your time. And thank you, John, for putting people in a position so we can talk to them and get to ask the questions that we probably usually wouldn't get around to doing.
Well, I appreciate you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. Again, keep sharing, keep liking, keep supporting the program, the podcast, and we wouldn't be nothing without people like you that's asking those tough questions to our guests. Again, thank you for tuning in, and do not forget to share, like, and go to the YouTube page and subscribe to the page. Thank you again, Mr. Beasley.
John. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I have a question from the Facebook Live. There's one that is to Bo. You gonna have classes for citizens to become citizen patrol in the city, or if there's a such?
Well, I don't necessarily agree with the citizens patrol because it places liability on the county. All it would take is one bad incident for someone who's not trained, for something to happen, and then we have to assume that liability. Because, you know, now the typical officer now is required, I think, 408 hours, I think, of training to become a certified peace officer in the state of Georgia. In January 1 is going to 800 hours. So they see the need to have the officers have more training than, you know, the typical 10-week course. So it's going from 10 weeks, 10 40-hour weeks to 20 40-hour weeks to give you the 800 hours. And if they see the need that we need even more training than we have, you know, it's just kind of hard to imagine that, you know, you could turn 2 cars over to everyday citizens and entrusting them not to go out and do something that's going to put, you know, the city of Augusta in a bad situation.
Okay. Because I see that Columbia County is doing it right, doing the same thing by giving, like I say, giving citizen patrol vehicle to patrol a certain area. I guess that's where this question has come from.
Right, and you know, like It's basically up to the sheriff of that county or whoever's, in office at the time. I think Richard may have seen the need to give them the patrol cars and, think that it may be helpful in that area. But now we've also had people who live in Pepper Ridge and other areas request that they get cars as well. So it can be a domino effect. And like I said, I'm just looking at it from the aspect that the county, if something ever happens, and I pray that it doesn't, but we're going to be the ones on the hook for any of the liability that comes with them 2 cars.
Okay. Gino, let me ask you this question. Let me go back a few weeks back to probably maybe a month or 2 back. I'm going back to May 21st. May 21st, it was a highly contested race for the position that you have. So a lot of people saw you as a newcomer. Nobody didn't really know. They knew who you were, but they didn't know what you was in that different arena. So May 21st ended. Then we had to come down to June 18th. So we come down to June 18th. And in your opinion, and I remember, Gino, as you know, you've been on Barbershop Talk Live many times, and I don't change my attitudes. I don't change what I do. So that being said, don't tell me nothing. I want you to tell the Barbershop Talk Live world, I want you to tell them, what do you think happened from May 21st to June 18th for the people to sit and go to the polls and say that we trust you. We believe in you to put this city in a different direction, to make sure that what we're trying to get done, you will be the one to do it. Gino, don't tell me. Tell the Barbershop Talk Live world.
I can tell you this, though. But I'm going to let him tell you why they voted for him. Go ahead, Gino.
Well, just to give you a bit of insight, I think all things happen for a reason. And, sometimes we may not necessarily see how things are going or why things happen the way they happen. But, God has a bigger and a better plan. And so, his timing of things is perfect. And things had to basically align up the way that they aligned, in my opinion, for it to happen. Of course, I'm a man of faith. I prayed and I asked God for guidance and, always pray that whatever his will is, it be done. And I trusted that God was going to do what he said he was going to do. So on May the 21st, when it didn't look good, I still had faith. I still trusted, still believed. And I just said, God, well, you said, if I just trust you and just keep doing what I'm doing, things would happen. And so we went on to the runoff. During that time, a few events happened that, kind of woke people up and said, hey, we need to get on board. Like I say, you don't necessarily see things happening the way that we think they may or they may happen. But God always has a way of, making things not just happen, but his timing is perfect. Okay. So the way things kind of happened, everything kind of happened at the right moment. And, not that you'd want to see anyone get hurt, but the shooting acid event that happened on Broad Street kind of helped wake some people up. It got some people involved who wasn't involved the first go-round. A lot of the store owners began to reach out and call and said, hey, man, can I get a sign, or do you have a post I can put in my window or my door or, at my house? And so, like I said, sometimes we may not see and understand God's plan, but things happen for a reason. And, you just have to trust God. If it's your time, then regardless of who's against you, if God is for you, it's going to happen.
Now, Gino, you said you're a God-fearing man. You pray a lot. So when you said that, you brought something to my memory, and my memory is pretty good. When I talk about the different things, I always refer back to Romans 13:1. Romans 13:1, verse 1 and verse 2, and that pretty much says that God chooses the leaders. God chooses all leaders, no matter what position that person is in. It all been chosen by God. So that when you said that, I remember Romans 13:1. And so now what you're telling me is, do you believe? Don't tell me not, Gino. The people of Barbershop Talk Live World are watching, they listening. Do you believe God chose you to be the next leader of this city?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, like I said, I prayed from day one that whatever happened, you know, I prayed that, you know, the will of God be done. And it's always been like that. I was raised that no matter what happened, when my sister lost her life and my mom called me that night and, you know, she told me they was rushing her to the hospital. You know, I just said, God, whatever your will is, you know. She didn't make it through the night, but, you know, like I said, you can't just say, God, whatever your will is when it's good. You know, you just have to still understand that it's still the will of God, the way things happen. So, so I just kept the faith and put in the work.
So now I want to still kind of piggyback up that question again for the voters, the citizens of the CSRA to go to the polls. They pretty much change their mind on a person that's been in that position for a long period of time. So give us one or two little snippets of what you think you had to do, or what really gave you the edge. Because again, from the runoff to the primary, something you had to do or something you said. I mean, did you pay for some lunches? Did you old folks say, did you give out some white envelopes? What did you do? You got to get folks to really trust the person that's a newcomer.
Well, I'll tell you this. I met a lady on yesterday evening who said, I voted for Richard in the primary, but in the runoff, I voted for you. And she said, you came to my door, you knocked on my door. She said, I saw you at the jazz, candlelight jazz every Sunday. She said, every time I turned around, I saw you in the street. I saw you on the street corners. I saw you in neighborhoods. And so she said, that's the kind of leadership, you know, we want. And she said, that changed me from voting for Richard and voting for you. So, like I said, just keeping the faith and just going about, you know, the grind of, you know, every day, standing on the corner in the morning, going out, canvassing sometimes twice a day. Sometimes it was me, sometimes it was 10 or 11, 12 of us. But just, you know, doing what was necessary. You know, faith without work is dead. It's good to have faith, but you have to put the work in. And I definitely kept the faith and, you know, went out and did the work.
CSRA Barbershop Talk Live World again. You got a special question, a special comment for our special guest. Give us a call at 706-426-1533. That's 706-426-1533. No question is off limits. We'll answer any and all questions. A question for myself or for our guest. You don't want to give us a call? Put the question on the screen. We'll answer any and all questions. Again, is live. So Gino, let me ask you again now. Faith without works is dead. Your faith got you to this point, no matter what. So look, this is a question that just came in from the chat line. I want to ask this question before we get too far in the conversation. Once the election was over, the runoff was over, did you receive a call from the previous sheriff congratulating you?
Yes, sir, I did. Actually, Richard called, and I guess I was out. You know, we was hooping and hollering and kind of celebrating. And once I got my phone, I had a missed call from him. So I had to go to the kitchen area where we were at, and I called him back, and he congratulated me, and he said, hey, I'll be in touch with you. So, yes, he reached out to me. Like I said, I missed the call initially, but I called him back, and, you know, he congratulated me. So,
okay. Well, that in my mind, that's the right thing to do. You know, congratulate the person that outseated you, and, you know, hope you the best in your endeavors to get to that position. Because now, did you take over January the 1st?
Yes, sir. January 1.
January the 1, and that swearing in is going to be at the courthouse?
I don't know exactly where it will be.
Okay.
We hadn't gotten that far yet.
Well, I mean, now that it's all out in the bag and everybody know when the swearing is going to be, and again, they didn't tell you exactly where it was going to be, but I'll let you know where the swearing is going to be. So right now, CSA Barbershop Talk Live World, the swearing in is going to be right here at Jay's Place Barbershop, right here on Barbershop Talk Live. So I want you to get your coat, your hat, your shoes, whatever you need. If it's raining, come on down, put your umbrella on. Right here at Barbershop Talk Live, we're going to swear in the new elected sheriff, Mr. Gino "The Rock" Brantley, right here on Barbershop Talk Live.
Hey, you heard it here first.
Right here, live, we're going to swear him in no matter what. So listen, on your way down to the barbershop to see the swearing in, stop by Kitchen Kings, my good friend PJ Ware, get you some oxtails. We're going to come out and get sworn in.
I got you. I tell you what.
Okay.
I met PJ. PJ have known me for a long time. And, man, I tell you, just to see the things he's doing and where he's come from. I remember him when he was first opened up down there at Sultry Sounds, and I was going down there to get some seafood from him. And then all of a sudden he wasn't there, and he kind of went off the grid for a little while, but then he popped back up. But you just have to just listening to his story and how he refused to just take no for an answer and settle. I mean, I just feel like he's done an outstanding job of doing what he's doing and chasing his dreams. So, yeah, hats off to PJ Ware.
Yes, good guy to know.
Kitchen Kings.
Kitchen Kings, again. Serious Way Barbershop Talk Live Real. Again, you got a question for our special guest, Mr. Gino "The Rock" Brantley. Call us at 706-426-1533. No questions off limits. We'll be looking forward to hearing any and all your questions, all your concerns. Gino, let me ask you a question before we go to our commercial break. Now, this is a question I want you to think about. This is a question I want you to ponder on before you answer this question, because it's a tricky question. Get ready for it. Now, listen, after this question, we're going to the commercial break. So, listen, you ready for this question? Barbershop Talk Live World, get your notes out, get your iPads, get your pencil out, jot these notes down, because, again, he going to tell us something we didn't know. So, seriously, Barbershop Talk Live, Regina, we want to know something about you that we don't know. Tell us something about the Gino "The Rock" Brantley that the Barbershop Talk Live World don't know. And we're going to try to catch it in before the commercial break. Can we get it in before the commercial break? Okay, we're going after the commercial break. So, in order to tell the Barbershop Talk Live World, the CSOA, something about Gino "The Rock" Brantley, something that we don't know. And we can, something that we can't Google.
Gotcha.
So, CSOA Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I want you to put your face and put your attention to the screen. My good friend right here is Angel Brown. She's a lead singer for ATL Dream Vision. Right here in the series, sorry, great person to know. She got an album that's coming out. She got a single that's out. So I want you to pay attention to the screen. Good music, good atmosphere that she gives us all the time. So again, my good friend Angel Brown, the song is called "It's Okay, It's All Right." We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right. Barbershop Talk Live. We're here live again. That's my good friend, Miss Angel Brown, the ATL Dream Vision. She's the lead singer of ATL Dream Vision. Again, the song is called It's Okay, It's All Right. I'm going to be another backup singer for that group in a short period of time, so stick and stay for that. You never know. I might lead a song. But again, my good friend, Angel Brown, the group is called ATL Dream Vision. We're here in the CSRA, all over the city, all over the country, touring, doing shows, doing backyard parties, doing everything. Angel Brown, ATL Dream Vision. Gino, you good?
I'm good.
Listen, before we went to commercial break, we had a question on the floor, and the question was, what is something about Gino that we don't know? Something that's not Googleable. I'm talking about, because, again, when you get to the Barbershop Talk Live world and swear in right here at Barbershop January the 1st, we want to know something about Gino we don't know. So what is about Gino that we don't know?
Well, I guess a lot of people probably don't know this, but, you know, my wife could tell you that the first meal of my day is always breakfast. Always breakfast. It can be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Before I eat anything else, I want me some grits and some eggs and some meat. It can be chicken, it can be bacon, it can be sausage. But my first meal of the day, I can't eat anything, any hard food, any soul food. It always has to be breakfast. First meal of the day.
Well, that being said, you need to go down to my hometown. You need to go down to Waycross, baby. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, I'm giving him permission to go to Waycross, Georgia, get some of that fried bologna.
I've eaten fried bologna.
No, do you know where it come from? Do you know where the fried bologna originated from?
No.
Waycross, Georgia. That's my big little hometown. If you go down south, US 1, they'll let you know it's a big old sign say originated fried bologna.
Well, I don't know if you've ever been to the racetrack over in Jackson, but, man, they cook that bologna. It's about thick as a hamburger.
What?
And they cook it, they let it rise, and then, you know, you got to cut it.
Yeah, let it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, so that's something we didn't know. We didn't know breakfast was your first meal of the day.
Always.
Okay, but Barbershop Talk Live World, now you know. You know a little something about Gino Brantley that we didn't know. Bologna is on his way. Fried bologna.
Fried bologna.
All the way from Waycross, Georgia.
Absolutely.
All right, well, listen, now let's get back to this thing because, again, the citizens of Augusta has trusted you to become the next sheriff of Richmond County for the next 4+ years. So what we want to know now is, going into that position, Gino, going into that position, we already know there's a lot. It's a lot on your shoulders, a lot that's going to have to be done. There's a lot of heads going to have to roll. A lot of people going to get upset. A lot of people going to get on your bandwagon. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going on. So that being said, Barbershop Talk Live World, the question on the floor is, with all that's going to have to be done to get the city where we need to be, with all the people that have to be in place to make these things happen, with all of the attitudes and everything that's going to have to be going on, that it's going to be on your shoulders. It's going to be on your shoulders. So that being said, are we looking for you to potentially go down before the commissioners and ask for a raise with all the stress that you got to deal with? Because, again, if you go down and deal with all this, and now you're going to have to really see what's going on. Now you got to really see what's all involved, because in another role that you was in, you didn't see it. You didn't feel it. You didn't embrace it. You don't understand it. But now when you get into a whole new different role where you got your own office, your own name tag on the desk, you got folks answering to you now. Now you're in a whole different world. So now when you get to see what's really happening, because we trusted you, we voted for you, we campaigned, we hold signs, we did all the canvassing for you. Now that you see, and you 1 or 2 days into it, maybe a week or two into it, would you be going back before the commissioners and say, I need more money because I didn't realize all this is going to be going on? Y'all didn't tell me all this. So hold on now. That what y'all trying to give me, I need a little bit more. So don't tell me, tell the Barbershop Talk Live World.
Now, when you're talking about a raise, you're talking about for me?
I'm talking about across the board. Across the board, so, because everything has to get paid some kind of way.
Right. So typically, the way I am, I would always invest in my people. And, you know, I believe if you invest in your people, they will put out a great product for you. And so, yes, I mean, I would love to get the starting salary of the deputies up. I think they just got it moved up to about $50,000. I would love to see that rate go up to about $55,000. I think if you expect the best, you have to be willing to pay for it. You know, typically you get what you pay for. But with that being said, we're going to have to go out and show the people that we deserve to be paid, compensated well for the job that we're going to do. And so if that means asking for raises for the deputies, then absolutely.
Okay, now again, Barbershop Talk Live World, where is money coming from? Where is potential money coming from? Is his taxes going to be going up again, the property tax, the school tax? Because again, I want you to get your money. We want you to get your money. We want to get security. We want to get safety, all at the same time. So is it at a cost?
Well, there's always a cost with anything. I don't think we expect to get anything for free. There's nothing. Anytime someone is giving you something for free, then you have to question why they're doing that. But like I said, if you expect to have a great community and a safe community, that comes at a cost. And I expect the officers and the department or the sheriff's office to give a great product. I mean, Apple, if you ask me, I think Apple overcharges for the iPhones and everything they sell. Amen. But people do not complain when they want it. They're going to go out and I'm a Droid guy. I don't want to pay for the Apple price, so I use my Droid. But every time a new Apple phone comes out, new iPhone comes out, my daughter's coming to me and I end up buying 2 more phones. Okay. So it's just a matter of, they enjoy the product. If you want the product, you got to pay for it.
Okay. So at Barbershop Talk Live World, again, give us a call at 706-426-1533. Get in this conversation. Let us understand your thoughts and your concerns about the person that you're entrusted to be the next leader of this city, to be the next sheriff of this city. We want to hear from you. We want to make sure that you have a chance to get your opinions heard, get your voices heard, and to ask that person the question. Now, Gina, there was a question on the floor for the previous sheriff, and the previous sheriff ran on something that we talked about in the last time he was on Barbershop Talk Live, and before in the debates and different things. And his thing was, I will have an open door policy. I will make sure I will be accessible to the citizens. I will be accessible to the commission, to whoever need to have their questions answered. So can we say that you have an open door policy? Because again, what you told us earlier, one of the reasons why you feel that you was victorious in this particular race, because the lady said that she saw you and you was everywhere. You was visible. You was all at the restaurants, at the jazz festivals. You were everywhere. So that being said, when January the 1st come around, would you still have that open door policy? Would you still be more visible? Would you be visible-er? Is that a word, visible-er? We're going to call that visible-er. So more visible. So would you still? We lied, baby. We lied. So would you still be more visible when January the 1st comes? Because until you get in the seat, anything can and will happen. So again, we want to know.
Absolutely. Just being out in the public is who I am. I enjoy being out. I enjoy people. I enjoy different conversations. And it don't matter, who you are, where you're from. Just 2 Saturdays ago, I was at they had a car show, 706 car show. So I hopped on my motorcycle, me and one of my partners, and we rode down to the fairground. So it was me, him, and Bo was down there, just out amongst the people, and they were excited to see me, and hey man, we appreciate it, congratulations, and it's just genuine. When you're out there and you see them, because they're used to seeing you, so it's not like I feel like I'm out of place, because these are some of the same people I would see at the racetrack, or some of the same people I would see at the club or in Waffle House or different places. So, being out and being around the people is no different. It's just that now I have a title, and so, but yeah, I plan to be as many places as I can be. I went and had the opportunity to speak to the Just Blazing group on Saturday. I had plans to go out of town, but before I went out of town, I made sure I was able to go down there and speak with the youth and the people that was putting that event on, and it was a great event. but you have to make time. You can't just say you want to be a part of change and not be willing to sometimes step out of what you got going on to make sure you can be a part of things that are meaningful to our kids and people that look like us. And so I think it's very important that we pour back into our community. When I was invited, PJ sent me the invitation, and I immediately sent it to the mayor to try to get him involved, and sent it to Don Clark to try to get him to come down. But, they were already committed. I think the mayor was out of town, but I want to be to be able to make an impact and also encourage others. Like, if I can come, maybe I can bring someone else whose story is better than mine. We have people right here who live in Augusta whose stories are more remarkable than mine. I mean, they are congratulating me, and I'm like, man, I remember you was on the 4th floor when I was working down at 401, and now you have your own business. Now you making, you make well over 6 digits, doing your own thing. And so that story alone, means more to me than my story, because I see the growth, and I understand where he was at when we was working in 401 and he was on the 4th floor, to seeing where he's come, how he's grown his business, and, the impact he's creating jobs and doing things of that nature. So that's the stories that I think others should hear. And, we can all learn from those type of stories.
John, made the impact.
John,
You got a question from the floor?
No, just for me, just to piggyback what Chef's saying, is that stepping out of your comfort zone, it can be good. Step out of your comfort zone. And to Gino, is if you can do it by your leadership, maybe your deputy can do the same thing, step out their comfort zone and go to the different function so people can be comfortable with them. That'd be easier for them as well. I think so too. But for what are you doing?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be involved in the community. We do have a community services at the sheriff's office, and so I do see them at different events. But my approach will be a little different. I want to be at the events instead of sending someone on my behalf. I think it's more meaningful when someone sees the sheriff instead of someone who works for the sheriff, because ultimately the people voted for me. And so if I can show up and show my gratitude or my appreciation, I just think that goes a long way to establishing relationships. And we all know things are going to happen. Like, we're going to make mistakes along the way. But as long as we have a relationship and you make a mistake, then I know John's heart. So I'm more willing to accept and be understanding of the mistake than if I don't know you and you make a mistake, then now I got a problem. So it's all about relationships and how close and how personable you make yourself to others. And so the more people see you, just like, you take Mayor Garnett Johnson as an example. You always see him out in public. He's always talking to people. So people feel connected. People feel like, when I see him, I can talk to him. It's not like he's isolated or he's away. And so I think when it came down to the yes-no vote, regardless of what side you were on, I think the people connects with him and how he's out in public, how they're able to see him and talk to him and touch him and be around him, and he don't feel like he's, high and mighty. So they connect with that. And so it's easier to get people to go along with you when they feel like, you're someone that they can touch or feel or talk to.
Gino, let me kind of piggyback up what you said, but I'm going to kind of bring it a different way. Going back to June 18th, when everybody came to the runoff and you won that particular race, congratulations again. So now what happens, I believe in my heart that people that came back on June 18th to vote for you, they was looking for a change. And they were looking for immediate change or maybe a long-term change, but they're looking for a change in general. So some of the people that I believe in my heart that were looking for a change are the ones that didn't get the questions answered, the ones that didn't get the ideas taken care of, the ones that didn't get the chance to see what they was looking for to get done. What I mean when I say that was those persons that have those unsolved cases, those unsolved murder cases, those missing persons, those people that the stuff didn't never get no phone call, they never get a visit at the front door, those type of persons. So they're looking for some kind of action, some kind of resolve. So for all of the thousands or hundreds of however many that they have these unsolved cases, people are still missing from way back in the 80s. I mean, we never got a call, nothing. So now that you will be taking over that particular position, the leader of that, are we looking for those type of cases to get opened back up? I mean, some recent cases. Are we looking for some of these cases to get opened back up under your leadership to the point where some of those persons that voted for you, some of those persons put their trust in you and your team to make sure that at least he's going to try. He's going to do what I didn't get done under other administrations. So are we looking for some of those cases, some of those persons to get some type of resolutions?
Well, I think everyone deserves closure on anything that happens. And it's funny you mentioned that because along the way, of course, I've ran into a lot of people who have lost some loved ones who they have no closure. And when they call the sheriff's office, a lot of them say, well, nobody, wants to answer the phone. Nobody, they won't return our calls. It's like they don't care. So we want to have the approach that could have been our brother, our sister, our mother, our father, and what will we do to figure it out then, So I think we have to, also be mindful that sometimes things go unsolved. But I do plan on having a group that's going to work on cold cases. I think they have one in Charlotte that's comprised of different people who most of them are retired, who just have some time to go back and look at these cases and see if there's anything that was overlooked. Some of them are professionals, teachers, professors on, just different walks of life that, just have time to kind of look at these cases and see if there's anything that was overlooked or any leads that we didn't follow. So I think closure is very important. And if I can bring some closure to any of those people, I would love to do that.
Okay. CSOA Barbershop Talk Live, Royal, you heard what he said. He's going to make sure we get the team together. So, again, you voted for this closure. You voted for this change. You voted for the things that you wanted to get done in the city. So right now you're looking at the change. You're looking at the change. You're looking at the person that's going to be head of these different departments to make sure you get what you wanted for, that you voted for. So I encourage you to follow. If you have any questions, how can they get in contact with you? If you follow your Facebook or anything like that, if you just got a special question or comment?
Yes, they can go to the Gino 4 Sheriff on Facebook or Twitter. We have several media outlets, just about all the media outlets. We have, a contact, and it's Gino 4 FOR Sheriff.
Okay. Now, again, I don't know if you said it earlier in the conversation, but I think one time before it was 24 years on the force in law enforcement.
So in November I will have complete. This is my 24th year. In November I will have done this for 24 years.
24 years.
So I've done 23 and I'm working. This is my 24th year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I don't know how I want to ask this question. I hope I don't mess you up and ask this question, but it's a question that need to be said. Are we looking for an audit of the Richmond County Sheriff Department before you take the office, before you take reign, or when you do take reign? Because, again, some people just say there's some stuff going on down there that should have been going on. Somebody, I don't know how they say it, but sometimes they say the money didn't get put where it should have been got put in, the things didn't get done where it should have got done. Somebody might have been taking a white envelope. I'm not sure if that's done here in Richmond County. But so we want to know, will there be an audit done from the Sheriff Department once you take reign, just to make sure everything is on the up and up, because sometimes we don't know where the money is going, who's in charge of this, who's in charge of that, and why this didn't get done. So, again, those persons that voted for you, They want to know, is there going to be an audit taken on once you take office?
Well, I think an audit is in order. I think anytime you're taking over an administration that has 700 plus employees, hundreds of cars, the audit is not just about money. It's about all the property and things like that. We have guns, we have vests, we have motorcycles, and just, a whole plethora of different things that has to be accounted for, that if I don't understand what I have, once this rolls around for me, I'm going to be responsible for it. So you have to know what you're taking in so that you can have some accountability for what you have.
Okay. So audit is definitely in something that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
So let me throw this question in before we kind of close out. Any community programs, any community projects, kid related, adult related, homeless related, any type things that's kind of, and I don't want you to tell everything what's going on, because again, all that will take place January the 1st, but anything, that we can kind of look forward to, possibly the first 90 days in office.
Well, we plan on, one of the things we're going to do when it comes to dealing with the homeless is create what's going to be called a HOT team, a homeless outreach team, to kind of deal with the homeless. And that will be comprised of deputies, social workers, mental health people, and things of that nature, because anyone who wishes to live outside, under a bridge or, in the woods or different things like that, that's not good behavior, So if we have a team that's dedicated to seeing if we can get them housing, or some of them we know are ex-military, and they suffer from different things, PTSD and different things of that nature. So we can just figure out where they can get help, if they can get housing. And from my understanding, some of them have houses, but they're not mentally in a place where they're comfortable staying at home. I have a friend who I met from going to Crystals from time to time on Peach Orchard Road. His brother retired out of the military, but he won't live at his house. He has a house, but he'd rather live out on the street. And so there's a disconnect there. And so if we can just figure out, some of them get off the medication, things of that nature. So if we can get them back on the medication or whatever they need, get them the help they need. If we could find out some way to get them some housing, then that's what we're going to do.
Okay. Serious Array Barbershop Talk Live World. I want to ask one more question. Sound man, can I get to share one more question? I see a thumbs up. Listen, I don't want to do what we always do on Barbershop Talk Live. And what we do at the end of the Barbershop Talk Live, we always give out challenges. I always challenge the person that's sitting in the chair. At this time, Gino, I'm not going to give you a challenge. I'm not going to give you a challenge. I'm not going to challenge you to the red flag, when I throw the red flag on the ground and then give out these challenges and try to make you meet these challenges. I'm not going to even do that. I'm going to do a little something different. You don't mind if I do a little something different, do you?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So what I'm going to do a little something different. Instead of me giving you a challenge, I want you to look into the camera and tell the Barbershop Talk Live world, what do you promise to give to them? Again, I normally challenge you, but I don't want to give you no challenge. I just want to let you know and want you to tell the Barbershop Talk Live world, what do you promise to give to the citizens of Augusta?
Well, as the sheriff-elect, I can promise that I'm going to go out day one, assemble the best group of law enforcement officers that I can assemble, and start working from the ground level up to make our city safe again. That starts in the jail, that starts on the streets, that starts at the courthouse, and at the administration office itself. So I'm going to be committed to giving you the very best that I have.
That's your promise. That's your promise to the city.
Absolutely.
That's your promise to the Barbershop Talk Live world. That's your promise to the CSRA, and that's your promise to the citizens. CSRA, he has made a promise to you, and he's promising to do what he says to do, and he's promised to do what you voted him in to do. But also, I got to give you all a challenge. He didn't get challenged. He had a promise for you, but I'm going to give you a challenge. Listen, your challenge is you get 3 questions right. You get a ticket to the Sneaker Ball September the 22nd, Augusta Julian Smith Casino, my good friend Elizabeth Hope Brown, and Angelic Community Resource Sneaker Ball. Listen, here's simple 3 questions. The first question is always a simple question. The second question is kind of tricky, and the third question might be a little crazy also, but the first question is, give us the first election date. Give us the first election date. What was the date of the first election? If you got the question right, if you heard this conversation, there is no question why you can't get this question right. The second question is, when was the runoff date? Simple question, Barbershop Talk Live World. You better get these questions right. Listen, the third question might be a little easier for you, but the third question is, how many years has he been in law enforcement? That was very simple. If you paid attention to the conversation, shame on you if you didn't. But if you did, this ticket belongs to you. The first question again is, what was the primary date? Second question is, what was the runoff date? The third question is, how many years has he been in law enforcement? CSRA Barbershop Talk Live World, thank you for tuning in to this special edition of Barbershop Talk Live with our newly elected sheriff. Listen, don't forget, January the 1st, right here on Barbershop Talk Live, he will get sworn in. We're going to have the grills going. We're going to have fish fries. We're going to be cooking collard greens, and we also be cooking hog maws and fish. Listen, don't forget, January the 1st, all day, starting that morning when you just eating breakfast.
Absolutely. The best
Grits
meal
and
of the
eggs.
day.
That's the best meal. So again, January the 1st, stop by Jay's Place Barbershop. We are doing the swearing in with our own special Bible. It's a Barbershop Talk Live Bible. Don't forget, all day we're going to do cookouts. We're going to do car wash. We're going to do
Live
fish fries.
DJ.
Listen, we got a live DJ Jay Will. Also, what we're going to do, we're going to do some cornholes. Cornholes. Yeah, we're doing cornholes. Yeah, we're doing hula hoops. And I'm bringing fried bologna all the way from Waycross, Georgia. So January the 1st, tune in to Barbershop Talk Live. More information to do, and more information is coming. You want to be a part of this revolution? You want to be a part of this train? You want to be a part of this movement? Stop by Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road, Barbershop Talk Live. Again, the swearing in will be here. Fish fry, car wash, motorcycle shows. We might even cut some hair.
I'm going to take care of mine.
You good.
Yeah, I'm
you
be
good.
all right.
Listen, again, thank you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. Do we have an answer to those questions? No, again, okay, let me throw these questions at you again. The first question is, what was the primary date? The second question is, what was the runoff date? The third question is, how many years has he been in law enforcement? Simple question. If you pay attention to the conversation, listen, this ticket belongs to you to the Sneaker Ball September the 22nd, Julian Smith Casino. Get your tickets or stop by Jay's Place Barbershop 1927. The tickets are only $50, or you can go to Eventbrite to get your tickets. We're looking forward to seeing you. Listen, do we have an answer to the question?
Chavez says 24 years in law enforcement.
Okay. That's the third question. What's the second question? The second question is, when was the runoff dates?
May 18th. Was it primary?
And let me go to the next person called Chavez. I appreciate you for tuning in, but you are definitely wrong. Let me do it to you slow. The first question is, what was the primary date of the election? The second question is, what was the runoff date of the sheriff race? The third question is, how many years has he been in law enforcement? If you pay attention to the conversation, those questions will be easy for you. Those questions will be easy for you. Listen, don't forget, stop by Jay's Place Barbershop to get your T-shirt. To get your Barbershop Talk Live T-shirt, we got them going on. We got them going. We got cups. Let's listen. Tune in to Barbershop Talk Live. You never know. Listen, go to our YouTube page. Like and subscribe on our YouTube page. Stop by Jay's Place Barbershop. Take a picture with me in the T-shirt. And also, don't forget this coming Friday at the public library, there's a live conversation going on with mental health, spiritual health, social health. My good friend Natalie Bryant was putting together. It's free. It's free. You need to be in that conversation. So seriously, if you want to be a barbershop guest live in the hot seat, just inbox me. You want to be a sponsor of Barbershop Talk Live, also just inbox me. We'll promote any product, any service, any business that you have. We'll be glad to do it. So Gino, you good?
I'm good, bro.
Anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
2024, just coming to stand on business, as young folk would say.
All right, you heard it here from the the newly elected sheriff of Richmond County. You did it. You voted for him. You stood on the ballot polls for him. You stood at the precinct for him. You made sure this happened. And as Romans 13:1 says, God chose the leaders.
Thank you.
God chose the leaders. So again, you ready to get out here, Gino? You good? No answer to that question yet? No answer to those questions?
No answer yet. But
Man.
August the 2nd, though,
Okay.
the food truck festival.
August the 2nd. August the 2nd. Food truck. And listen, don't forget, school is right around the corner. Get your school supplies. Go by all the different locations that we're having a school supply giveaway. A lot of different churches, a lot of different organizations are doing these back to school drives. So please, man, please, sir, get into these different organizations, get these different churches. Get your kids ready. Get your kids ready.
John.
Okay, we got it. Okay.
Yeah, we also got back to school back to school drive, July the 27th.
Okay.
At the Hub at 10 a.m.
July the 27th at the Hub right here in Augusta, Georgia from 10 a.m. Back to school drive, school supplies, hot dogs. I think they're doing some haircuts, and I think they're doing blood pressure checks also. So please, man, please, sir, July the 27th at the Hub right downtown in Augusta, Georgia. School supply giveaway. Make sure your child is there. Make sure you're there. Make sure you support.
Right off
Make sure you
Walton Way.
support. Again, we're looking forward to seeing. So listen, next week's guest in the hot seat, Gino. Next week's guest in the hot seat is my good friend Javen and Joyce McAllister. Javen and Joyce McAllister. Who are Javen and Joyce McAllister? Javen is a concert promoter. His wife Joyce is a songbird from heaven. Sing the walls off this plane. I'm telling my listeners. So tune in next week, Barbershop Talk Live, right here in the hot seat. Javen and Joyce McAllister, my good friends. They've been singing for the Lord. He's been promoted for the Lord for many, many years. So tune in next week. We'll be right here in the hot seat. Again, support Barbershop Talk Live. My good friend, J. Will, DJ Service, John Media, Rob Pearson, Rod is here on the back, behind the cameras. So again, we wouldn't be nothing without you. Gino, you good?
I'm good.
Again, let's get out of here. Now listen, before we get out of here, I want to do one more thing like we always do. Now you ready? You ready? Come on up. See you later.
We're live. Yes, live from Jay's Place, and we're talking Barbershop Talk. Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table. Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. At Jay's Place. Barbershop Talk. 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 At Jay's Place. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table.